Floss Tube. It is Friday the 5th of July here in Australia, and it's just on school pickup time, but I've managed to convince my husband to go and get the kids today. Last day of the school term here in Australia for the winter holidays, so they're going to get 2 weeks off now, which will be good. They need the break, so do we. So we're looking forward to a bit more time for me to get some stitching done. I'm not sure if this is going to turn into a vlog style video. I've been toying with the idea of redoing the vlog styles, and I haven't really decided yet. So it's Friday, so it's a day earlier than I usually film. We'll just see how it goes. I've been very, very busy stitching because I've been on holidays this week, which has been great, and I've been enjoying spending a lot of time chatting to people on virtual stitches. Still love some more Aussies to jump on in the Aussie evening time. So if you've ever thought of trying it, just jump on, stitch. We really have a great time just stitching and chatting. So I made my notes this week. I've been very busy stitching. You could check out the progress I've done. Because July started, I was finally able to do some more work, which was great. So I've been busy stitching on all these different tasks. Everything that's highlighted is something I've finished, and that is really exciting. I followed Sammy J. Sammy J made me do it. Her little policy of setting it all up. So I've been working my little backside off, stitching away, trying to get things done. And I was thinking, well, I've got a bit slack lately. Like I've started putting the pictures in again. I need to remember to do that. But I also realised I don't know if you guys actually care what I'm stitching and why. So can you please comment below and tell me if you'd like me to tell you all the information about what the homework's for, what group it's for, how many stitches, what the storyline was behind the homework, or if you are happy for me just to keep on expressing through and showing you my progress with minimal descriptions. So let me know, because obviously it would suit me to give you whatever you want. I can do either way. Obviously more detail needs a bit more preparation on my behalf, but I'm happy to do that if you're interested in it, but I don't want to bore you with it if you're not interested. So please comment below if you want more information, more detail on each of the homework tasks, or less. Now the last few videos have been less, so I thought for today I'll give you a sample of what more would be like, so you know what you're judging from. Okay, so I started the week excitedly, waiting on homework, waiting on the 1st of July. So while I was waiting, I continued working on my daily 30 stitch, which everything's now totally out of order now, and I managed to work on my daily 30 stitch for at least the 5 days, if not a bit more of the homework. And my daily 30 stitch on the human cell, which I should say looked like this before, and it now, I have finished block 1. So block 1 is where the cell actually started. Alright, you've got some ships, Christopher Columbus, I think, Shakespeare, a little English cottage there. So now that I've finished block 1, I can continue moving, and I'm undecided because the latest one actually continues along here. So I haven't decided yet. Am I going to continue with the latest one, which will complete this row, almost, or do I go back up the top and keep working on the top one that I haven't done yet with ancient Greek and Rome? So I haven't decided yet, but this one's, I'm enjoying working on it. I want to get a bit more work done on it, as well as the daily 30, because I'd really like to try and catch up. Be nice to have my Sal up to date. So yeah, the We Are Humans by Clouds Factory Sal. Really enjoying that one. So I've been working on that one. On Monday, it was the 1st of July. I was able to do a lot of stitching because I was on holidays, and I did a fair bit of work on my gingerbread Christmas. Again, sorry, looked like this before. Didn't even think I'd be wanting to do any stitching on Gingerbread Christmas at all. But Gingerbread Christmas in Shirl's group, so Shirl's McKinney Tranquil Stitches group, she releases the homework on a Friday. So I really like that because I can work on that on the weekend because I've usually finished my Magical Stitches homework. So she does her releases of it, and last week she released the homework. It was an R&R week for the holidays, and so we were able to catch up on things we hadn't done. I think I might have mentioned that last time. Anyway, I had to stitch red. So this is where I'm up to with my Merry Christmas, Gingerbread Christmas. So I had to do 100 stitches of red for Shirl. I had to teach 200 stitches on something that I thought was sweet. Well, come on, the icing on gingerbread and the lollies are very, very sweet. So that was all for Shirl's group. Also had to use it for Magical Stitches. Looking for where it is. Oh yeah, so for the July and August extra credit, been able to get started on that. Have to stitch for the July, August extra credit, 500 stitches in one colour from a flame. So you could only use red, orange, yellow, but you had to do 500 stitches in the same one colour. So I was really pleased to see that there was something like 512 red stitches in this bit. So that was really, really good to get that knocked off. And so then I kept working on it in the other colours because you had to stitch on 500 stitches on a project that was to do with Christmas. Obvious, duh. So I did it for that one. But because I am trying to be the queen of multitasking in as many of my different groups as I can, I'm not doing all my groups at the moment because it's a bit overwhelming, but I am doing Jen Lee's 24-hour challenge, both the Crustic for the month and the month of holidays. So this one I did for T, the North Pole. So I did 500 stitches. I needed 480 on the North Pole. I also used it for a holiday called Cotton Candy. And again, you can't really see it in it, but I mean, come on, gingerbread house, cotton candy. It all goes together really well. So I was able to use it for the Cotton Candy holiday, which happens to be the 31st of July. You don't stitch them on the day, thank goodness. And then I also used it, because you have to do 200 stitches on each one, 200 stitches on it for the strawberry and cream. I mean, come on, that is so strawberry and cream, isn't it? That peppermint candy. So I was able to multitask that one for 3 different groups, which is very, very exciting. Put that back in its little bag now. So also then, first priority, as always, Magical Stitches homework. And when that came out, so I got all what did I do for my homework? I don't think that one was homework. Sorry, apologies. No, that wasn't anything to do with homework yet. That was just extra credit. All right, so let's talk about homework. Oh, and sorry, apologies. My gingerbread house was 1,098 stitches I've done on it so far. I also picked it to work on during the Virtual Stitches event that I ran on, well, for me it was the 4th of July, but for you guys it was Wednesday the 3rd if you're in America and England. I wanted something I could concentrate on because my other challenge, which is next weekend, is the Challenge Yourself Sal, which I'm challenging myself with a chatelaine, and I find I don't get a lot done because I have to run the event. I wanted something quick and easy to jump back into, and that was definitely a good move. So yeah, 1,098 stitches on that. Okay, so then I got my homework for Magical Stitches, and I just realised I left one of them up there. Okay, I jumped right in, and I had to do something to do which had no face in it, to do with the Attack of the Dementors. So I had to do 300 stitches on a piece that had no face, no animals, no birds. Easy for me to do. Very, very easy. And I was almost through one of my projects anyway. So I'm very excited to say another finish. Pumpkin Farm by Blackbird Designs. Looked like this. And I finished it. I finished it. Look at that. Isn't that just so cute? And you make them look like your own. So I've got my name on there and L for my last initial. I left the A up here because I decided I liked the way the A looked. But I put my husband and my initials up here. So Pumpkin Farm from Blackbird Designs is a finish, and it was 975 stitches, I think, to finish that. So that was really good. I was able to use that for quite a few of the homeworks and things. So let's have a look and see where there's pumpkins. So 300 stitches for the Dementor attack for Magical Stitches homework. Done. I did use about 500 stitches for the 30-day journal group to do with Thanksgiving piece, because you eat pumpkins at Thanksgiving. I used it for 24-hour challenge, the number 4. And the reason why I used it for the number 4 is that each of the windows has 4 panes in it. So each of those windows has 4 panes, which makes it the number 4. Tick. Homework done. Love ticking off my homework. And oh yeah, so also for the Magical Stitches extra credit, I did, I just lost where it was, had to do, it seems a bit weird to be only 200. Oh, it must have been 200 on a family item or a sampler. So because I've been able to put all those different stitches in from my family, it's a family sampler. So I was able to use it for 200 for that one as well. So that was pretty good for those 900 and something stitches to do all those different homeworks and get me a finish. And I must say, people, I'm putting it out there. I discovered watching Cheryl's video this week that this is actually a whole series by Blackbird Designs that I've since learned is very hard to acquire. There are a couple of patterns on 123 Stitch, but I can't afford to get them at the moment. I'd like to get the whole series. I think they're beautiful. So if anyone knows any that are looking for a good home to get stitched, then I'd love to hear. I like to pass patterns on, and I like to share the love. So this one will be going to a new home. Just going to check with a couple of my stitchy friends first if they want it, and if not, then it's going to come up here and be in a giveaway. So yeah, so in the rest of the anniversaries of the heart, I'd really like to do have the Swan Lake one. Again, thank you to the kind person who gave that to me. So that's finish, another finish. Don't know if you've noticed on my videos, but I've started to pop my finishes on as my title for the clip. So I thought that's a nice thing to do when I actually have finishes. The next bit of Magical Stitches homework required me to, because the students were using, or Harry used, an unimproved use of underage magic, you had to pick a whip that you hadn't touched for 5 months. Well, I've touched everything in the last 5 months because that's basically how long I've been restitching for. So everything was untouched, has been touched. You then had to pick your oldest whip. So I've gone with the oldest whip, again, that I used in a previous challenge, my Wandering Shepherd by Shepherd's Bush, which previously looked like this. And my Wandering Shepherd, I had to do 300 stitches on. Now it looks like this. So we've got all those beautiful little cross stitches up the top. Look, the moon and the sun. And then all the specialty stitches and that row of flowers there. It's driving me nuts. It's taking so long to do the crosses because the other rows are really quite quick. So my Wandering Shepherd is progressing. It's so dainty and delicate. I do like it, but it's it is fairly repetitive to look at. to do. But yeah, I'm enjoying doing that. So it's going away now for a little while until it next gets called for as my oldest whip. That seems to be its lot in life, specialty stitches or oldest whip. Okay, now my other bit of Magical Stitches homework I'm going to have to get up and get, so I will have to splice together the video, unfortunately, but I'll do that at the end. So in the meantime, I don't think my shepherd actually counted for anything else for the Wandering Shepherd. No, doesn't seem to, the flowers and things. I know they counted for something. Oh, I was going to use them for flowers, that's right, but I didn't. I got sick of doing it and I didn't want to do the extra stitches to make it count for flowers, so I haven't used it for anything else yet. But it's okay, don't have to. And I did 304 stitches on that one, so that was pretty good. Okay, so the next one I worked on is actually one that I've only been picking up again tonight, yesterday and today. And this is my Alice Mirabilia, which previously looked like this. Have not done a lot on it yet. I just needed something else to work on yesterday. And this one is going to be fitting into a lot of homework. I haven't done anything with it yet, but she's going to be, for the holidays, something to do with dancing. She's wearing a pretty dress. I have actually just finished the 240 stitches. Well, I've actually done, I'm not sure how many, just slightly over that amount. I've done about 250 something today and yesterday on Alice. So she looks like this now. So she's starting to get a pretty dress. Really enjoying stitching on her. So I just finished using her for some of the 24-hour challenge. And she's obviously my A for Alice. She's probably the only one, or nearly the only one, that actually has the right letter. The idea is you have an acrostic and you've got to do a project that fits into the letter somehow, be it the designer or the name of the project. So mostly I'm going a bit creative this month because it's hard to find projects with those letters. T-E-A-M, the numbers 2 and 4, and S, and then H-O-U-R. So, oh, there you go. My Wandering Shepherd was used for this one too. The 300 stitches for H for shepherd. There you go. But Alice is definitely an A. So Alice is progressing well, and she's what I'm currently working on right at this moment. All right, and then the other thing that I've worked on is my Haid. I have joined the Full Coverage Fanatics. I'm still not a Full Coverage Fanatic yet, but I thought I may as well join one of the challenges, and one of the challenges is to work on it every day for 90 days. Then we were talking on Virtual Stitches about the upcoming Tour de France sale they're doing, where you have to do a certain number of stitches on it, but you can select your journey. So I think I might take a lower level jersey to wear because I've only just started. So I might actually join that for next week. Well, I'm going to be stitching on it anyway. I figure, what's it matter? Plus, I'm going to be on holidays, probably for the Tour de France. Might make even watching it a bit more interesting. I don't know. I don't watch sport. Why would I watch sport? Boring. So my Haid, I have done a total, well, it was looking like this. I have done a total of 845 stitches on it this week. That's pretty impressive for my first effort with the Haid. I have touched it every day. I think the least number I did was 37 stitches. And it's progressing quite nicely. Again, with the expert help and guidance of the lovely experienced people on Virtual Stitches, I have decided to be brave enough to try parking. I didn't think I liked the idea of parking at all. But EJ from Sunshine Stitches, she convinced me that I should do it. So this is where I'm up to. It's starting to look like something. You can even see some colours. So actually the first two blocks, they're actually almost done, just a little hole here. And you can see the size of the whole page. So I'm going to plan to sort of do a mixture of cross-country and parking across that page. Sorry, see where it takes me. But I'm enjoying doing it. I'm finding the 25 count fairly small to look at. So I am definitely supporting my design. Quite pleased to see I'm becoming a little bit of a trendsetter, if I dare say. Give myself the credit, other people have probably done it. So I wear glasses, okay? They're multifocals. My eyesight, once you hit 40, gets older. Eyesight just goes downhill rapidly. That was a major reason I wasn't stitching, because even with my reading part of my glasses, I just couldn't see. So I tried all different things, but this is what I finally settled on. I wear double glasses. Love my double glasses. They mean I can focus on things, and the only thing I'm thinking is I might have to get a stronger pair. These tend to be a 1.25, 1.5 magnification. Might need to put it up a little bit to do the 25 count. So yes, if you ever see me on Virtual Stitches, I'll be rocking my 2 glasses, and it's seriously the cheapest and easiest way to get the magnification you need. So I thoroughly recommend it. In Australia, $6 from Spotlight. Seems to be a lot cheaper everywhere else in the world, as is everything. But yeah, really, I enjoy doing them. So I wear my funky glasses. Anyway, back to my Haid, because you want to know what my Haid was counting for. In the catch-up pieces for the 30-minute a day group, I had to stitch on something with a dog. Well, I'm very pleased to say that my Haid has a dog in him. It has to be somewhere in the project, so I did my 300 stitches for the dog. I also had to stitch on something patriotic. Again, it's hard, but I've decided that the picture, I'm going to be annoying and show you. Oh, I might lose my camera doing this. I was resting on that folder. Okay, sorry, I pressed the button and it stopped filming. But that enabled me to get up. Anyway, what I was going to show you is the picture of the Haid pattern. There's a dog there, and it reminds me very much of early sort of country America. I'm just going to be shuffling again. Throw it up on the height of this book. Behave at all. Here we go. So country America, 1st of July, summertime, that sort of thing. So to me, it's patriotic. And there was 2 different prompts to use that for. I don't know if it would count, but hey, I tried. So 200 stitches for that, for the Haid. 200 stitches for something that's in the sun, for the calendar, the holiday of the sun. And M for mini quilt sampler. So yeah, 240 stitches on M for mini. And then I also worked 500 of those stitches for School of Magical Stitches, extra credit, my largest whip. And I counted, I checked between my chatelaine and my Haid, and in stitch count, my Haid is larger. So I did my 500 stitches for my largest whip, extra credit. And then I also used it for the Daily 30 year-long annual prompt, 200 stitches on a piece with spring weather, because it does look like it's in spring with people flying kites and things. So that's what I used all my homework. Now, the last thing I've done for homework was I got to retouch, and actually you can't really see because I've pinned it off, but I was working over here, I think, on my borders for my Painted Orphans. School of Magical Stitches homework wanted me to work on something boring. 300 stitches on something boring. So yeah, finished up all this border part here. Definitely boring. So now I'm ready. Come back over here, that's why I removed him. Ready to do the next house, which I've got. So as soon as I feel like it, I will get on to doing the next house of the Painted Orphans. And I did 343 stitches of boredom on the boring border. So you can see I finished all the way to there, but I've still got more to go. This border is relentless. It's just continuous. All right, so that is what I have been stitching on. That's my whips, my current whips, and my plans are basically to continue similarly. I've done all my Magical Stitches homework for this week, so that's great. So, and it's only Friday, so I can work on a few more things. There'll be new homework coming out from the 30-day group, so I have to look at that. I failed again to do the Semi-Sane Stitches game homework because I already had failed the first week with not being able to stitch anything with grain, although we did have the creative idea of using grain as in fabric, which was what I was going to do because I have no food. But then second week I was about to do that, and then they released the next week's one, and you had to like just stitch a row and leave a row and do another row and leave a row. Reminding me of their event, the Women with the Admin, where you just had to do silly stitching. I don't really want to do silly stitching. I want to do stitching that's going to get me somewhere. And then I had to stitch, the last bit was something where grain would be kept. So I've chosen to ignore that entire district. But I can because I'm already in the final, so I don't need to. So hopefully that'll give someone else a chance to get in, not that I get redrawn anyway. So my plans are basically see what comes up for 30-minute a day stitching, keep touching my Haid every day, and once it gets to the 6th of July, which I think sometime this week, yeah, obviously, being like tomorrow, I will be able to start the Tour de France on that as well, and that will just dictate how many stitches I'm doing. I will, I do have some monthly work to work on for the 30 minutes a day group. I've got to do 1,000 stitches free stitch, which is great, 1,000 stitches on something. And the good thing is that 1,000 stitches will be able to double up with being one of my year-long prompts for Magical Stitches, of which I have already started to nut out. So I've got 2 of them for Alice, my welcome, I can't read what that one says, my Hands to Work sampler, all my Love Story Sal. I maybe do my Love Story Sal so that I keep that up because that's about 1,000 stitches per section, and I'm up to the second last section where they get old, so might do that. I don't know. And then I have to do 500 or 750s on something to do with happy and content. That could be so many of my stitches. 500 or 750 on a summertime drink. I think that would be pretty easy to find. Favorite movie, that'll be pretty easy to do. And oh yeah, I've got to do 500 or 750 on bubbles. And I'm wondering if the beading in my fairy tale Sal, because I'm up to doing the next fairy tale character, which is going to be Snow White. So I don't know if the fairy tale Sal, I don't know if I have 500 beads to do on it. That's the only problem. And there's another one to do for Magical Stitches. I'm going to do 400 stitches, I think. No, 500 stitches. So yeah, 500 looking for something to do with sphere. So if I do have 500 beads to do on my fairy tale Sal, which is possible if I do the entire rest of the border, then I could do 500 beads and get those 2 knocked over with the same project. So that's one of my plans for this week. I'm going to be in the right mood. I love beading, really, really enjoy beading, but I've got to be set up right and want to be doing it. So that's basically my plans. We'll just see what homework dictates. Touch my Haid every day, work on my We Are Humans every day for 30 minutes. As I said, I'm really trying to do that every 30 minutes and stick to the 30 minutes to see the progress, but I want more progress, so I don't know, maybe I should do 1,000 stitches on that and get it progressed. I don't know. You're just going to have to watch and find out, aren't you? All right. Now, the other thing I have is a tiny little bit of haul. As I said, I really like, I like giving presents. I like receiving presents, but I like giving them. So this is a bit of a preemptive strike because I bought these specifically to send to my friends when I feel like it overseas. That is Australian Koala, with the Three Sisters, really good landmark near Sydney. Really nice Australian kit. It's got all the Aida and the flossers sorted and everything for it. So they cost me a little bit, but I wanna send them on as presents to some of my overseas friends. I just haven't decided who. So if you are one of my overseas friends and you particularly like the koala, then just let me know sometime. Not on the, don't need to comment below, but just let me know when we're chatting. And the other one is the other Australian icon, the kangaroos and Uluru, previously known as Ayers Rock. It's in the middle of Australia, and I'm really fortunate because I have actually climbed to the top of it before they decided to respect the Indigenous' wishes and make it off limits. So I feel really, really fortunate that I have had a chance to actually step foot onto that sacred place. And I got stitchy mail from Connie G. I won her her prize draw the other day. So she has sent me the Little House Needleworks stitching ABCs. So they're gorgeous. So I really like that chart, and I won that one. I like a lot of the Little House Needleworks ones. And she very kindly sent me a thread with it, which is a Mo's Sale bone colour, which I imagine will go very nicely. So that I've never used a Mo's before. So thank you, Connie, for that extra special little gift in my parcel. And yeah, sending a leaflet to Australia is not too bad. I can't actually see how much it cost her, but thank you for sending it. Not like when I send things over to America. I sent two Stitch Kindnesses this week, and yeah, it cost me like 5 times as much for the postage as it did for the products. So that's pretty ridiculous. So unfortunately, as much as I'd like to send copious amounts, it's also put a bit of a dampener on my prize draws because I'd like to do some more, but I have to save up the money for postage. Anyway, we'll have another prize draw sometime soon. I've got a few things coming up. So that's pretty much my plans. I've managed to make this a longer video than I planned it to be, which is good. So I may as well go ahead and upload it. And I will look forward to doing some more stitching and catch up with you later in the week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting and liking. And yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm trying to find some more FlossTube channels that I might want to watch. So if you have a FlossTube channel and I don't know what it is, could you please comment below? And I'd love to check you out. I'm looking for some extras in my rotation now that I'm on holidays. And that would be really awesome. So happy school holidays to Australian people. And if you're bored, then please jump on Virtual Stitches and look me up. Happy stitching.